Well, today, the Texas African American Museum revealed a new historical marker dedicated to schools that serve black youth in the segregated South. East Texas News Weekend's J.D. Conti has more on what the museum is doing to keep the historic places alive.
It allowed the veil of ignorance to be removed from the black community because the Rosenwald School allows so many rural people to get an education.
George Martin attended one of over 500 Rosenwald schools in the state of Texas. His school in Cherokee County was built thanks to the efforts of Booker T. Washington and Jewish philanthropist Julius Rosenwald. Between 1917 and 1932, Rosenwald helped fund over 5,000 schools for black youth across the segregated South.
The hardwood floor, heard the children moving around and on the hardwood floor, it has a different sound to it. But it was a great school and great time.
There were 17 Rosenwald schools in Smith County. On Saturday, the Texas African American Museum unveiled this marker, dedicated to all the schools in the surrounding area.
Our foreparents were in slavery and they did not get an opportunity to get an education. And it was important because Julius Rosenwald and Booker T. Washington came together to formulate the Rosenwald School program.
The museum hopes to continue its education on Rosenwald schools. That includes learning more about physical locations that have largely been lost and finding those who have connections to the schools.
Many of these communities are still in existence. Many of these communities have churches, they have cemeteries, they have community centers, they have everything related to normal African American communities.
J.D. Conti, East Texas News Weekend.
And you can visit the new marker at the Texas African American Museum on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Tyler. Now, the Tyler Public Library also currently has exhibits on Rosenwald schools.